you're all doing well. Today I felt called to do a video on how you inspire others. So hopefully you can gain something from this video, learn something new about yourself, or take it as confirmation. So we have 3 piles today. I've pre-shuffled them, which is different than anything I've really done before. That's about it. Let's just go into the pick a pile. Okay, bye. Hello pile 1, welcome. So this is how you guys inspire others. The first card we have is trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on, time is not running out. So the first way that you guys can inspire others is by, I just right off the bat with this card get the feeling that you're a very calm individual. You've worked very hard to bring this state of peace and balance into your life to a point where it radiates so strongly off of you that others feel relaxed in your presence, okay? Others feel nurtured by you just by being around you. And it's probably because you've done quite a bit of work on yourself. With Trust the Wave You Came In On, I keep being shown this imagery of the ocean tides being linked to the moon. So you could be an emotional person in the best way I say that. And you could also be somebody who feels very connected to higher energies. You could have an active crown chakra or third eye. The way that you inspire others is by teaching them to take their time, by teaching them to slow down, whether that be through explicit conversations. I feel like a lot of you definitely have detailed conversations with your friends on, you know, like what work you've done or what supported you in slowing down and not feeling so rushed and pressured by, you know, a lot of things in society or certain specific factors in your life. But I also am getting the energy that a lot of the time it's not actually through what you're saying, but in fact through your body language and your demeanor and the way that you carry yourself, that you're inspiring others to calm down. It's almost like it's such a strong force of relaxation that, like, you know, I'm seeing like, okay, you know those like air head shots? No, bird's eye view shots of like cities specifically, like usually they show in like Tokyo or like somewhere in China where it's like so jam-packed and busy and like there's just so many people. Even New York, for example, I feel like I just see you like standing in the middle of like all of that and people having like a little bubble around you and people like passing by but not being able to look away from you, because usually in those, like, everyone's going, you know, but you're the kind of person where it's like people stop and look or people walk past you and almost just get this sense of like, I don't want to say you make people like triggered or like think about themselves, but it's kind of like this energy of like they walk by you or they make eye contact with you and they immediately are like, whoa, what am I doing wrong? Or why is this person so relaxed? Like, this is a busy area, this is a busy street, like there's no time to be taking your time. Like, you know, just kind of like bringing forth a lot of those programs I feel like people deal with. So that's something else about how you inspire others. It could literally just be strangers on the street, people you don't even know, that like after they see you or have a conversation with you, it's like, whoa, that person was very calm and composed and relaxed, right? How did they do that? The next card for you is expression. Okay, pardon the nails. The frequency of expression supports our ability to bring our true essence through many different forms of communication. So that's kind of what I was trying to talk about just now is you have very communicative body language. I feel like you're very coy. Like, you're very like to yourself. You're not in everybody's face. You don't feel the need to you know, be loud or rambunctious. It's just kind of this energy of when you, even when you do communicate with your words as well, like it's very calm and slow. Like I keep seeing somebody like order at a fast food restaurant and like there being multiple cars behind them and you being like, hi there, one moment please. And the person being like, hi, what can I get for you? Hi, what can I get for you? Hi, can I help you? Can I help you? What do you need? Blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, can I please get, and it's not because you're just so chill. You're just so relaxed. And that is very inspiring to others. The way that you speak slowly and probably articulate very calmly, even in stressful situations, is very inspiring to others. People think to themselves, wow, how do they do that? And am I able to do that as well? Next card here is Stand Still. So with this card, I feel like you guys have done a lot of work to reach the state of calm, to reach the state of tranquility within self. And you inspire others to do the same. You're inspiring others to, first of all, spend more time alone. Second of all, slow the mind, slow the body. You could be into like yoga or just like meditating a lot and like you try to put your friends on it as well. There's something about, I feel like you're also the kind of person who goes out in public and like does activities alone. I don't know, that might resonate for some of you. Like you may go out to eat alone or to watch a movie alone or out to a museum or a park or anything, just kind of doing activities alone and just really be like, people sense a state of bliss like off of you. Like, okay, this person's really happy. What is this person doing? Why are they so happy? They're alone and they're content. What does this mean about them? What does this mean about me? I very much feel like you influence a lot of people just like that are walking by you, like as well as like your friends, but I feel like even so, you do this in a very subtle way. It's a very gentle energy. It's not like, you know, like you being super overly communicative about what it is that you're doing, how you're doing it, and how you've gotten here. Like you just go about your life. You just stay in your lane. Like you're so involved with your own life and with trying to stay connected to your higher purpose and path, like with what I was explaining with the tides and being connected to the moon. You might be very nurturing of your emotions as well. That probably inspires your friends to kind of look inward a little bit more and do some healing work. But yes, with the standstill, it's very much inspiring others to kind of take a step back, breathe for a moment, and embrace their surroundings. Find gratitude for what's around them. Okay. Next we have the King of Pentacles. So Taurus might be relevant as well. But with this King of Pentacles, like you inspire others to stay loyal to themselves, to stay true to themselves, to find what grounds them and really focus on that. Okay. The next card as well, we have the Six of Cups. There's something so light and playful. Like this is not a serious energy. That's the thing too. Like depending on what stage people are at in their journey or in their ascension, they may look at you and see you as like very straightforward or like cunning or like serious. But the reality is that there's this very like youthful energy. Like before all of the stresses of life infiltrated all of our minds and caused us to overthink and to overanalyze and, you know, operate from this space of anxiety, I feel like you inspire others to really think about what it is that makes them feel relaxed, what it is that makes them feel calmed and grounded. You also really much like motivate others into just spending more time with themselves, appreciating themselves more, not feeling rushed, not feeling like everything is about the external. Even with the way that her arms are crossed in this image, like, I know this is supposed to be like a self-soothing thing, apparently, according to body language. Like, see, body language is a thing here for sure for you, but it's sort of like a self-hug, you know? Like, you're hugging yourself, like you pour so much into yourself, and like this is why you can come across as so relaxed and so calm, and that inspires others to sort of look inward and think and wonder what it is that they can work on within themselves to be more like you. Truly, I think that when people look at you, strangers, people you know, people wonder like, how can I be like this? How can I be like this person, like pile one? You just inspire people to really look within and really, and that is like the surface of what it means to dive into healing, what it means to dive into deprogramming so many things that cause us stress and anxiety. And I'm also getting the energy with how many times I've said, like, look inward, look inward. A lot of people who you inspire, I want to say, are at the very beginning of their journey. Excuse me, these are not individuals that are already like, know about how important focusing on self is. You make a lot of people think about their childhood as well, reflecting on how they were, like I said, before so many stressors and external things started influencing the psyche. When they go home and they think about you as an individual, they think, okay, logically this person is calm externally, because what else is calm, or where does that derive from? A calm mind, a quiet mind, a still mind. Okay, so I hope this resonated with you guys. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello pile 2, I hope you're all doing well. This is how you inspire others. So the first card I pulled for you guys is I'm sorry, defensiveness, writing past wrongs, and uprooting. Okay, pardon the nails. So right off the bat, pile 2, I want to say that you've been through a lot, and there's this very forceful energy behind you that is very passionate, that I feel like people instantaneously kind of pick up on, strangers in particular, that you've kind of gone through a lot of phases, I want to say. Like, you've maybe gone through like a really like aggressive phase, or had a lot of style changes, or appearance changes, up until this point. But what that's really all been a reflection of is the internal state of mind. I think that right now you are entering a phase of your life where you're learning to open your heart up and learning to be a little bit less defensive, a little bit more open, a little bit more kind and receptive to others. And let's be real, when we're surrounded by people who are very judgmental or very defensive, or don't necessarily have people's best interests in mind, it's very easy to get swept up and influenced in that sort of mentality, okay? This is something that resonates with me as well. I feel that I very much used to be this very like turbulent, I want to say negative person towards myself and therefore towards other people. But I feel like you're shifting out of that. You've like put your foot down, because I think you've really said enough is enough. And I want to say that you still have quite a few people around you that are from this sort of more negative, coming from a more negative space or energy that you no longer aligned with, and no longer felt called towards. And so you're now moving out of that. And it's really like triggering the people around you. It's very much showing those around you, like, why, like, I can just hear them talking, like, why is pile 2 like switching up like this, like, why is pile 2 like, and those questions, right, that confusion and those questions of why are a very good indicator of somebody being at an entry-level point of their growth, their healing, their ascension process, whatever you may call it. I think that you're being very forgiving with them, very understanding with them, kind of opening up your heart, right? Especially with the second card that's come up here, tenderness. The energy of tenderness activates our capacity to open our hearts and approach the world and each other with gentleness and care. So I really feel like you're taking a lot of people by surprise right now, and it's inspiring them, but not in a very typical way of like, wow, I feel inspired. It's more in a way of like, okay, like, what's going on here? How is this person behaving this way? Why is this person behaving this way? There's almost like a very strong element of curiosity and confusion, I want to say, which is how you know you're doing something right. So I'm proud of you, pile 2. Good stuff. You're just trying to rebuild yourself. I think you're really trying to ground yourself and connect with earth, connect with your roots, connect with aspects of yourself that maybe you've been shunning, that have then therefore been coming out maybe in more negative ways. You're really trying to understand yourself right now. The following card we have is Voyage. So right now, like, you're definitely moving through a transformative process where you're kind of, even in this photo, like, it's like the mama whale carrying and supporting the baby whale. Like, it's like you are this mama whale and you're also this baby whale, and you're like nurturing these aspects of yourself, these roots of yourself, 4 for 4 in the clock, as they say, that you know and have come to the realization that you cannot ignore any longer. And this is really inspiring people around you, friends and family, even for some of you, to kind of think about and focus more on not being so stagnant and learning how to kind of propel yourself forward or carry yourself into the next stage of life, into another state of mind. There's a lot of forgiveness that's happening with you, and as you're forgiving yourself, you're able to forgive others. As you are learning to hold more empathy for yourself, you're learning to hold more empathy for others. And people feel this. People feel very moved. Like, I think that maybe some conversations that you're having on the surface level could be pertaining to like people communicating with you that they don't quite understand what's going on with you, or even, you know, having these like past ways of like judgment come through. But then when they go home and they're on their own and they're laid up at night thinking about you or thinking about the connection and how much is changing, definitely at night, they're almost like, not what am I doing wrong, but like, is it time for me to look at myself? Is it time for me to change ways that I've behaved up until this point? You're almost making people question themselves, like question like, who even am I? Do I even know what's going on? And I think it's just because you're learning to show so much compassion and empathy that you're forcing people to like question themselves. Because before, I would say that these types of individuals are very quick and very easily can sit and say, no, whatever this person's doing, it's weird, I don't resonate with it, I don't care, I'm gonna continue doing me, they're on their own. But that's not what's happening here. You're very much instilling a state of, whoa, like, you're kind of shocking them, shocking their world. And I'm sure that I can see them having conversations with other individuals as well. You being discussed, you're probably being discussed during this time. Okay. Not necessarily in a negative way, but just in a way where like everybody's feeling the same sort of forceful energy coming from you, and they're really trying to figure out like what is happening, like what is this, which is already forcing them into a more positive direction, because I think that beforehand like they probably would have fed the negativity and sat there talking shit. Next we have the Justice. You're bringing balance and equality into this group of friends for some of you, into the lives of your family, as well as yourself. An Eight of Swords with imprisonment. You see how she's holding on to that bubble. It's like you've seen both sides. You've been on the negative side for long enough to a point where now you're slowly shifting into the positive, right? So you understand, like you're able to hold compassion and empathy for this type of mentality, these types of people, even if they're random day-to-day people, like walking by you that you don't even know on a personal level, if someone's rude or, has some sort of demeanor or like makes a remark towards you. It's like before you probably would have sat there and torn that person apart or made, remarks and comments about them, but now you're sort of starting to see like, well, that's not fair. I can have empathy, I can have a level of understanding for these people, and it's so liberating for you. And I'm just seeing this, like with it being the Justice card especially, like I feel like these people around you that you're inspiring are gonna see no other way out but to face this imprisonment that they have been building around themselves. Because that's kind of, you keep yourself in a very contained box when you choose to see life through such a small lens or perspective, when simply shifting perspective and shifting emotions regarding just day-to-day life can open up a whole new world, right? So I feel like these people who you are inspiring are intelligent enough to know that there's kind of no escaping this process now that it's slightly began. I don't know if many of them know that it's began, but it's kind of like now they have to see this through. And I want to say follow in your footsteps, okay? Follow in the way that you are sort of discovering yourself. You may have kind of broken off from certain people or stopped spending as much time together, but still not fully cutting them off, because you really are holding a lot of empathy, holding a lot of compassion for these individuals. And I'm sure that, from another standpoint, you just don't want to let go, because I'm sure there's something that you see in these people, or you're even thinking about supporting them on their own journey. Thinking about what best ways you can give them certain messages or inspire them to maybe shift their perspective and see things from a somewhat different way than any of you ever have before. Okay? So I hope this resonated, pile 2, on how you inspire others. Leave a comment, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 3. I hope you're doing well. So this is how you inspire others. Let's just hop right into it. So the first card that we had come out here for you guys is Weight of the World, Boundaries, Let It Go. It's not yours to carry. So I want to say right off the bat that pile 3, you are somebody who has been working very diligently recently on not only creating boundaries, but really internalizing and therefore externalizing how to let go of what's not yours, how to let go of things that don't belong to you, whether that be emotions, thoughts, patterns in living your day-to-day life, right? that maybe you've resonated with, but now you're really realizing is not actually serving you, and it's not serving your highest purpose and highest potential. I want to say that with Weight of the World and with this imagery as well, you're kind of tuning everything out and you're kind of in your own little world. I want to say that you guys are spending a lot of time in seclusion right now, but I also want to say that it doesn't feel like you're alone. And I feel like a lot of you guys are, I want to say that this is the spiritual pile, the very spiritual pile, because I can almost like see you like meditating and working on lucid dreaming and astral projecting and just really trying to tap into higher energies, really trying to connect with spirit and connect with source and ask for guidance. You're at the point where you know that you can ask for support, and so you're asking for it, and that's causing you to kind of go into this more secluded rest mode, if you will, that maybe other people don't understand, and maybe other people are kind of curious and wondering about what it is that you've been doing or what you've been up to recently. But I think you've really been filtering out the BS and trying to figure out really what it is that calls to you, really what it is that speaks to you. So the next card we have that came out for you was Soul. The energy of the soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God, or the divine. So like I was saying, you guys are extremely spiritual, pile 3. You're working right now on finding your soul purpose. I don't even want to say you're working on this. Actually, I want to say that the thing that inspires others about you is how much you really value yourself. And not only just your physical self, but your higher self and every aspect of self that other people shun, other people don't pay attention to, other people push to the side. You're somebody who, like, you do so much work on yourself and you have so much self-love that it really inspires others to think in a very mystical way, by the way, because you're a very spiritual group. I want to say that there's this energy of mysticism and mystery around you that inspires other people to be to either feel more curious or sociable, because the way that we really come to learn these types of things and know more about ourselves is to be curious and to dive deep into parts of self that we haven't really explored. The next card for you is Abundance. Okay. I feel like this is such a spiritual group that I'm trying to really think about what you do in your physical life, or I'm trying to figure out how you behave in the physical. And I want to say that you're somebody who, no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what you're going through, no matter, because I want to say you're very vulnerable and open as well. And with this is this energy of, like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what's happening in your external. Like, you have cultivated such a sense of stability and love and well-being within self that it doesn't really matter what's going on in the external. You inspire others by teaching them to recognize that through gratitude and optimism, there's nothing that you cannot overcome. That by taking care of yourself and prioritizing yourself, really though, right? In totality, that's not just to mean like in one aspect you're showing up for yourself, and then another aspect everybody can see that you're completely shitting on yourself and you don't care, right? It's like, at least if you're not fully there yet, you're actively making the effort, and people see this. People see that you're taking time to yourself. You're not succumbing to pressure. You're not pushing yourself outside of limits and boundaries that you now know because you've been working on recognizing yourself more, that you cannot be pushed out of. Because if you go there, you're just, is disaligning a word? You're pulling yourself farther and farther away from soul, farther away from your real purpose and what it is that you've been working so hard to connect with. I also want to say a lot of people around you don't really understand. And I resonate with that. You could be going through a massive transformation right now. And other people may look at what's going on in your life and think, oh, I feel so sorry for pile 3. Pile 3 is going through so much right now. It's so difficult for them. But the reality is like, you feel happy, you feel abundant, you feel blessed. Every day you wake up feeling blessed. And people are almost in awe of you. People are in awe of how you can continue to carry yourself with such grace and joy and optimism, despite things that could be occurring in your life, despite things that have happened in your life. That's what's inspiring to others, that you find something to be grateful for. You find what feels like abundance to you. It doesn't really matter what the state is. It doesn't matter what the physical state is. Like you could have lost everything and you're still going to find something to be grateful for, and that inspires others. We have the Page of Wands as your next card. You're just this fiery force. You're very forceful in a very transformative way. Like people see you and they think, whoa, like, just look at them go. Look at pile 3 go. You could be a fire sign. You could also be an Aquarius for some of you. I'm getting that. I want to say with the Page of Wands, I'm really trying to find the words to explain you as a person, because there's just something about your entire aura and energy that is inspiring others to get to work, but not in the traditional sense of the word or in the term. You're inspiring others to face themselves. Truly, if you're walking around and you can't find something to be grateful for, you have to face yourself. You have to face the reality that you're choosing to create for yourself. Okay, the last card we have is the Fool. Exploration. So you're definitely someone who you just love to tackle new things. You're very energetic about it as well. That's how you inspire others, is that you're always moving on to the next thing. You have no set program, you have no set schedule, you have no set expectations, you have no kind of limitations that you put on yourself. And I want to go back to this first card with boundaries. Is like, we actually limit ourselves when we don't form correct boundaries. We limit ourselves and our potential when we don't have pretensions for ourselves, and so we allow for everything to pull us in every which direction, and then we're left feeling drained and we're left feeling lifeless and wondering, well, what do I do with myself? Why do I feel this way? I think that maybe you used to be a kind of person that maybe felt this way, and people sense it off of you. You maybe even lost friends through this transition that you've been going through. But now you're very, very full of life, full of energy and joy, because you've created these boundaries. You've put in place things that you know work for you. and you specifically, and so you're able to show up better in your connections. That's another thing I'm getting for this pile. Like maybe there's been a serious shift of your energy within the past couple of months or years even. Maybe you used to be very drained and tired all the time, and people knew you in their minds, consciously or subconsciously, as like the person who appeared blank way. And now you've done like a complete 180, and it's like a force to be reckoned with, and people know this because it's not just physical 3D you that's showing up. It's the fact that putting in these boundaries and being able to reserve your energy for self has allowed for you to connect with higher self, higher states of mind and consciousness. And that is very inspiring to others. So I hope this resonated, pile 3. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.